What's up, everybody? All right, guys. So another month upon us, and been having fun with this video. Hopefully, you guys have been having fun watching it. I like doing this type of analysis. So basically, what I do is I look at my card collection, do some analysis on maybe like 200 to 300 cards, and point out for you guys the top 10 cards going up and top 10 cards going down. And I think you really get a sense of what's going on with the card market in general. Just to give you guys an overall perspective, and this, if you follow things closely, it shouldn't be a surprise. But baseball is somewhere in the middle right now. This was the first month that I've been doing this where I saw about 50-50. So about 50% of cards are going up, 50% of cards going down. Since March, it's just been going up and up and up. Obviously, every once in a while there'd be cards going down, but this was the first month where I've seen a little bit of a pullback. Baseball cards haven't been heavily impacted, whereas if you collect basketball cards over the last month, they've taken a significant decrease, but that is only because of the tremendous increase in basketball card prices. It was only inevitable that we saw a pullback on basketball cards. I also think a lot of it has to do with a lot of the flippers, guys that are buying and then selling immediately and not collectors, are in the basketball card market. And so if there's not money to be made, then flippers are just getting out of it. And I think a lot of the flippers are now going to football. People are getting excited about football. And if you collect football cards, those cards seem to be going way up right now. I don't think it's anything to be too concerned about, regardless. I think it's just a cycle that you're going to see throughout the year and going forward. I don't think that, sports cards are going to go back to the way they were anytime soon at all. I think people see it as a legitimate investment and something that's fun to do. That a lot of people are kind of rediscovering a hobby that they really enjoyed growing up. And I don't see, a lot of people are worried that people are going to get into the hobby and then go back, that gambling's back now that football's back, now that you can kind of go back to your life, that people are just going to leave the sports card market. I don't think that's going to happen at all. I think once you get in, you're in. I know that that's happened for me and for a lot of the people that I've been talking to that have recently got into the hobby. So anyway, let's kick it off with an honorable mention. This card is the Kyle Tucker. I know Filmington's mentioned this card on his channel. This card is up 35%, so a $40 card in August to a $54 card in September. So what I'm doing is looking at a 1 month period and seeing the increase. This card is up 35%, and not a surprise, and probably a good buy right now for $50 and a PSA 10. Not bad. Kyle Tucker, really young and having a great season with the Astros. I'm going to kind of go back and forth here. So at number 10 for cards that are going down. So this is at number 10, the Gleyber Torres Refractor, Bowman Chrome. Probably not a surprise. This card's down 12.5%. Gleyber's had a tough year and hasn't done much at the plate and has had a tough time in the field. So this card is down 12.5% at number 10. Now, cards going up on the other side, this Derek Jeter, the gold cards especially, I don't know if you guys have noticed. So the card market has really been focused on base Topps cards as well as gold cards. Those are the cards that have really taken off. People just are going back to the roots, and this card, it's been crazy. This card has gone from a $2,000 card in June and now is a $2,800 card in September. So that, and even in August, this was about 2,000. So that's a 40% increase on the gold Jeter in a PSA 10. All right, on to cards that are going down. Again, probably not a surprise. Giancarlo X-Fractor. This is going to probably go down as one of the cards that was one of my worst purchases ever. But in August, this was going for about $400. He actually had a a couple. I remember he started off the year on fire, and then his cards shot up, and then he got hurt. Of course, again, he's back in the lineup as of yesterday, and the Yankees scored like 20 runs, but I don't think he even had a hit. But anyway, this card is down about 12.5%. On the cards going up at number 9, the Shane Bieber, not a surprise. Obviously, this guy has a chance of winning, will probably win the Cy Young in the American League and has a chance of winning the MVP in the American League. This card has gone from an $80 card in August to a $120 card, and this is the gold in a PSA 9. So fantastic year for Shane Bieber. Might be the best pitcher in baseball right now. At number 8, cards going down. We'll start off with the Fernando Tatis. So the last week, this card has taken a big hit. I don't know what was going on, but for some reason, this rookie debut update card had got as high as $160 in a PSA 10. And then, of course, got a natural pullback to $136. That is a 15% decrease. Not sure what was going on, why this card was taken off. I think it was just anything Tatis was going crazy. People just trying to get their hands on anything. Over the last week or so, he's been in a little bit of a slump, so that may also been affecting his card prices. Cards going up. This Deshaun Watson found a way to make it into my top 10. This card has gone from a $112 card to a $175 card. That is 55% increase. This is, I think, numbered to 49, I believe. Yeah, number 6 of 49. Really cool card. I think it's just, like I said, football cards have been on the rise, and this card was no different than a lot of the other cards that have been going crazy lately. All right, back to cards going down. At number 7, the Ronald Acuna Sapphire Edition, PSA 10. This has been kind of a roller coaster card to own. I remember when I bought this back in March, it was like a $3,000 card, went all the way up to a $6,300 card when he was on fire. Then he got hurt. And now this card is down to a $5,100 card in September. So that is a 15% decrease. Still higher, much higher than what it was back in March. But he's had sort of a weird year where he's been very successful when he's been playing, but been a lot of injuries. He's been injured twice, and then the other day, he had another injury where he had to be carried off the field, but then played the next day. So it's been kind of a scary year to own this Acuna card. Let's see, we are at number 7 going up, the Freddie Freeman. So this, unfortunately, I bought this card ungraded and then sent it off to PSA. It came back as an 8.5. Freddie Freeman right now, as of this video, is probably the favorite to win MVP in the National League. It's crazy. Every day I feel like it changes. For the longest time, I thought Tatis was going to win it in the National League. Now I think it might be Freddie Freeman that'll win it. We'll see. But this card and I was just looking at this card raw because this might as well be raw with an 8.5 grade. But raw, this card has gone from a $55 card to an $88 card. That is a 60% increase in 1 month, mainly because he may be in line to win an MVP in the National League. All right, guys, at number 6 is a card that took off. This is the 2012 Mike Trout in a PSA 10. This card, let's see, it went from like a $100 card to a $200 card in August, and now is pulled back to a $165 card, a 17.5% decrease. Nothing much going on here other than the fact that, the most, I don't know, I don't like it that much. It's got, a bunch of other players in it. This is a second-year Trout, so that's why it had gone up so much. On the plus side, and you can see we just went from a decrease of 17.5% to an increase of 60%. So you can see cards that are going up are going way up, whereas the cards that are going down, it's not as crazy. But Lou Brock, unfortunately passed away recently, so we, as you see all the time, this card went crazy. This went from a $250 card, and then when he passed away, went up to a $400 card in a PSA 6. And unfortunately, Tom Seaver also passed away, recently. So Lou Brock, we lost two just great Hall of Famers, but elite Hall of Famers, Lou Brock and Tom Seaver. And this card, it happens every time someone passes away and then the card goes berserk. So this card went up to a $400 card. Wouldn't be surprised if it pulls back next month. But people, I don't know, they go a little crazy when somebody passes away, and then everybody's like, they want to own the card. Really nice looking card, Lou Brock from 1962 Topps. All right, number 5, the Ronald Acuna. Another Acuna card. This went from a $92 card to a $74 card. About a 20% decrease. 2018 Topps Chrome and a PSA 10. Machado is another guy that is definitely in the conversation for MVP this year. This, not much of an increase. This is like a $22 card. Went to a $40 card. That's a 77% increase. So Machado having a great year. I don't know what happened to Dylan Bundy, but this was like the best Machado card that I have, so I figured I'd get it in the video. But this got a 77% increase. Maybe the National League MVP along with Freddie Freeman. Definitely in that conversation. At number 4, cards going down. To no surprise, Cody Bellinger. This card's taken a big decrease. So this went from a $328 card to a $243 card. That is a 26% decrease. Bellinger having a really tough year at the plate this year. And so that took a decrease to 26%. The guy that might be in the lead right now for American League MVP, Jose Abreu. This card has gone, let's see. This card has gone from a $60 card to a $125 card, a 108% increase. So that is insane, 108% increase. Actually, I have this at number 3, so I actually messed up a little bit. So this one's at number 3 on the cards going up. And I might as well show you guys the card at number 4, which I had this out of order. Eloy Jimenez. This card, I saw the red go in a PSA 10 go for $1,846. And didn't have, like, the last time I saw any type of purchase on an Eloy Jimenez Sapphire was like $552. So based on that, I decided to put this at $1,000 card. So if this gets an increase from $552 to $1,000, that's an 81% increase on the Eloy Jimenez Sapphire. So anyway, number 3 and number 4 on the cards going up. And then cards going down at number 3, 33% decrease, the Pete Alonso Refractor. Not a big surprise. He's hitting home runs, but he's not really doing much else. This card has gone from a $100 card to a $70 card. That is a 33% decrease. At number 2 on cards going down, biggest disappointment this year from a baseball perspective, Shohei Ohtani, just, is not able to pitch, is not doing anything at the plate. And this card has gone from an $80 card to a $50 card. In September, a 37.5% decrease. Number 2, cards going up, Trey Turner. What a year for Trey Turner. Just having, what is he hitting, like 350, 360 this year. And this card has gone, the last time I saw a sale on this was in a PSA 10 was $55, and just saw a sale for this for $155. That is a 181% increase on this particular card, the 2016 Bowman rookie auto in a PSA 10. So crazy, 181% increase on the Trey Turner. Now at number 1, so this is the number 1 card that has gone down, and honestly, it's pretty surprising for me. the LeBron James 2003 Topps LeBron James is the card that is going down the most of any card that I looked up. What a roller coaster. This card went from a $2,900 card in June to a $5,000 card in July to an $8,500 card in August. What an insane increase. And then it went all the way down to $5,000 in September. So a 41% decrease on LeBron James. I think this is just a microcosm of what's going on with the basketball card market. The reason why I guess I'm a little bit surprised is that, it's starting to look like LeBron James and the Lakers are going to win a championship. I mean, they are looking really, really good, and it looks like it's going to be the Nuggets. I already forgot. I should just not talk about basketball. But they are going to face Doncic's team, I think, and so that they'll play them in the Western Finals, and then we'll see if they win that. They'll probably have a good chance of winning the NBA championship. In which case that, LeBron James would win his third championship with three different teams. So he would have won it with the Heat and the Cavs, and then he'd be winning one with the Lakers. So I don't know. It's a little surprising to see that big of a decrease for a guy that's still in the playoffs and may win another championship. But I'm also, I guess, not surprised with the way that the market has pulled back. Plus, maybe some of the social justice warrior stuff might be affecting the card. Who knows? And then finally, at number one, cards going up, the 2009 Bowman Chrome Auto, Mike Trout. So the big part of this is this card doesn't get sold very often. There are only the pop on this is like 49, I believe. 2009 Bowman Chrome and a PSA 10. And so this is the craziest part. So this card was I had this card at about $16,000. And there was a sale that recently occurred on eBay for $49,500. So that would be a 203% increase. Now, at the time, it looked like Mike Trout was going to win his fourth MVP. Now, over the last week, like I said, it's starting to look like it might be Jose Abreu. It might be Tim Anderson. There's a couple of guys that are definitely in the running right now beyond Mike Trout. If the year ended today, it would not be Mike Trout. Shane Bieber is also in the conversation. But anyway, so it might have been the perfect storm. Who knows? With the fact that there's only 50 of these cards out there in a PSA 10, if you want it and, you're willing to pay that type of price, I guess I understand how this could be sold for $50,000. A lot of people are calling this card the 1952 Topps Mickey Mantle of our generation. So again, and if there's only 50 in a PSA 10, now of course there's the refractors and the superfractors, but and then of course there's the Beckett, cards, the SGC versions, the cards that are not graded. So I'm sure there's a lot more than just 50 out there. But with that being said, if you want this card in a PSA 10, 49, population, whatever the population is out there, and the fact that this card doesn't come up very often for sale, I can understand it. And the way that, people are getting back into the market, a lot of people that have a lot of money are getting back into the market, and they're willing to pay insane prices for high value quality cards. So, it's been nuts. This card, right? The Griffey Tiffany was going for, a couple $100 about a year ago, and now is going for over $4,000. So quality cards have really taken off And, all I can say is, I'll leave you with the fact that, if you're interested in really understanding, cards that are great long-term investments, don't listen to Gary Vee. Don't listen to a lot of the people that are just spouting off BS on YouTube. Although there's a lot of really good information out there. What you want to do is go after quality cards. Not cards like this, Luis Roberts, not cards like this, the DJ LeMahieu or the Aaron Nola. Go after cards where there's limited supply, because that's where you're going to get limited supply, high demand, and, great players, like iconic GOAT type players, and like the Griffey, like the Trout. What's made this Ken Griffey card so valuable is because of the limited supply. So if there are, for example, the Acuna update, there's 15,000 in a PSA 10. There's nothing rare about that card. It's not a good investment because it doesn't meet, it meets the criteria of great player, could be one day a GOAT, who knows? Has the demand, which is really important. When you buy a card, don't buy some off-brand card that no one's going to want. So be careful of that. And then it also has to have a low supply. So if it meets all those criteria, but has a huge 15,000, population supply, it's not going to do well. It has a ceiling in terms of where it can go. But anyway, I went a little bit off on a tangent there, just because there's just so much information out there, and I feel like a lot of people are just not listening or just not getting it. Maybe I'll do a separate video on it, but you guys, hopefully you guys are learning something with this stuff. Like, if you see a card that is going down right now and it doesn't make sense, now's the time to buy. Like the LeBron James, believe it or not, I think it's actually a good buy right now. I mean, the fact that it's gone down so much, there is a limited supply on this card. It's not 15,000. I don't know what it is off the top of my head, but there's a limited supply on it. There's high demand on it, and it's gone way down, which I like. I like when cards go way down. You should be rooting for cards to go down. Because that, especially if you're a buyer like me and you're a collector. The reason why I say don't listen to Gary Vee, by the way, so listen to Gary Vee, listen to what he says, because he's very smart and he knows where markets are going. But I guess what I'm saying is, if he recommends a particular card, like the Mookie Betts, for example, and the Mookie Betts tripled overnight, what's going to happen is you're going to buy it at the ceiling. And if you're a flipper, maybe you buy it and then you could sell it a couple days later. But if you're a guy like me who holds on to the card, you're now buying the card at its maximum value that it could possibly go at. And then a couple weeks later, it's going to go down because the hype's going to wear off. And Gary Vee will be talking about some other card. And so just be very careful. And I don't want to sound like, not to, because you should be paying attention to what he's saying, because he's has an incredible mind for a macro sense for where sports cards are going and where anything's going. But just be very careful when somebody's pumping a certain card, because it means that card's going to get pumped. And then if you're a flipper, go for it, buy it and then sell it real quick. But if you're someone that, like myself, that buys and holds onto the card, it's not a good idea to buy it when it's being pumped like that. So anyway, hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. Hopefully you're learning something from these videos. This guy is about to head back to the safety deposit box at the bank, because if this is a $50,000 card, you better believe it's not sitting in my house. So anyway, thanks for watching, guys. I will talk to you later. Peace.